How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. Blackrock is buying this dump. We're oversold on some pretty key metrics, and we have Ripple's president going on live TV and talking about how there's going to be an ETF and dropping another bomb here. So we're going to go through all this. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this one. Also, if you want to trade crypto, I think now's a great time to be trading. There's tons of volatility, so you can get big moves up, you can get big moves down, you can make really good returns. There's a link to BTCC underneath the video. You can sign up using my link and get a 10% deposit bonus on your first time deposit, lower trading fees, and you don't need a VPN or KYC. So they're not going to ask you where you're from. They're not going to ask you any of your personal information, like a social security number, nothing like that. Some people like the extra privacy. Now, Bitcoin is falling down again here today. We went under 95,000, but we're at this level just a few days ago. 1 week ago, we're at these same levels. We had 7 days of green and then 2 days of red. This is pretty typical, right? Ahead of a massive event like Inauguration Day, there's going to be manipulation. There's going to be people trying to flush longs and shorts out of the market. And as you can see here, we had $615 million worth of longs liquidated just in the last 24 hours. It's an insane amount. And I talk about leverage, but the key is to not go so high leverage that you get liquidated in these $4,000 or $5,000 dumps, right? Maybe 5x leverage, 10x leverage, something like that. But as you can see, yeah, a lot of people did get liquidated. And we had a lot of ETF selling. GBTC, negative 125 million. BITB, negative 114. ARCB, negative 213. FBTC, negative 86. But BlackRock saved the day. They bought the bags that everyone else was selling. So when all these different ETFs had negative multi-$100 million days, BlackRock bought 596 million. So overall, it was a plus $52 million day. They were buying the bags that everyone else was selling. Now, there might be a bit of a delay on the BlackRock ETF, so we'll have to monitor to see if they had a pretty large selling day today, because they are delayed an extra day, I believe. But yeah, they came in, bought a lot of Bitcoin. Michael Saylor just said everyone is going to want to buy your Bitcoin, and I think that's true. There's going to be a time where there are even more companies that are buying Bitcoin. There are more nations stacking Bitcoin. And right now we have some manipulation, like I said, to get longs out of the market. That's why I do like to place longs when we're already back, when we've pulled back a lot, not when we're pushing up to massive, pushing up for 7 days in a row, right? When we see a 15% pullback, that's a beautiful place to put in a long if you have some support there, and then boom, usually it works out pretty well. But as you can see, yeah, it's interesting to watch some of these ETF flows after these big moves. You can see who's really trying to stack, right? Who's doing a good job of marketing. You can see the hourly RSI falling down pretty significantly. I saw some other account post this. I think it was actually like CoinMarketCap or something. The hourly RSI dove here. And hourly isn't something a lot of people look at. A lot of people look at the daily RSI, but we went down to 16. 30 is considered oversold. Let's look at the last time that we saw 16 on the hourly RSI. It's way back here, way back in October. Where were we? Were we at 90,000, 80,000? No, we were way down at 60,000. We had just gone from 66 down to 60 in a few days. And yeah, the hourly took a dive. But yeah, we don't see moves like this too often, right? That tells you, this is maybe something special. We're a little bit too oversold maybe. Of course, we could always fall down further. Who knows with the election coming up, depending on whether Trump makes a national reserve or strategic Bitcoin reserve, or if he waits a little bit, we could see a little bit of selling of the news, people getting a little bit disappointed and then selling off some Bitcoin or something like that. But in my opinion, that would be a buying opportunity, because he said several times that he's going to make a strategic reserve, so it might just be a bit of a waiting game if we don't get it day one. But let's continue on. Ripple President Monica Long expects to see new stablecoin RLUSD on more platforms imminently, and says we will see an XRP ETF soon. Now, before we play this, I'm showing this because this shows you how far we're coming, right? We're also seeing a new stablecoin, which I think it's a good thing when there's competition among these types of companies to give us the best product. And an XRP ETF shows you how far we've come, that we went from an SEC that is suing this company, suing Ripple, to now their token getting approval for a spot ETF. Now, we don't have that approval yet, but they've been saying they think it's coming. So let's play it.
Right now, this is available on Bitso, MoonPay, CoinMina, additional listings coming on Bullish, Mercado Bitcoin, and others. What about a huge platform like Coinbase and others, for example? When does that happen? We are continuing to expand distribution and availability of Ripple dollars on other exchanges. So I think you can expect to see more availability, more announcements coming soon. How soon? Imminently.
Well, we'll look out for that. What about in terms of adoption? How big do you expect this to get in the next year realistically? I mean, do you have a baseline kind of projection on how big it could get based on the adoption you're talking about with clients? Do you think large institutions are using this? Who's using it?
So, I mean, if we look at the crypto landscape overall, I mean, it has certainly been, the market's been growing in the past couple quarters. And, we think that this year is going to be a big year for crypto overall. And so demand for stable coins, we think will grow along with that. As you mentioned, I mean, it's really the way to on-ramp and off-ramp. It's also used as a key asset in trading. So we think that the market's going to grow tremendously over the course of the next year. Our demand from within our client base, our business doubled within payments last year. And so we see a really strong growth trajectory for our payment solution. And with that, Ripple US dollar will have a premium role.
Monica, what about other asset types? You've seen a lot of interest when it comes to ETFs tied to cryptocurrencies. A lot of questions around whether you could see an ETF tied to spot XRP. What kind of discussions are you having with people about this? Do you think we'll see one soon?
I think we will see one very soon. I think that we will see more various crypto spot ETFs this year coming out of the US. And I think XRP is likely to be next in line after Bitcoin and ETH. There's already been a number of different companies like Canary and others who have filed. And so we think, especially with the administration change, and that the approvals of those filings will accelerate.
Okay, so just a day or two ago, I think it was yesterday, we reported that they had 600 million volume on their stablecoin. All of a sudden, it just 20x'd overnight. And whether you like Ripple or XRP or not, I think you still want to see these kinds of companies do well. Why is that? Well, more cash in the hands of crypto companies means more lobbying, which means more pro-crypto legislation. And Ripple has fought the SEC and essentially won, which I think you have to root for that, right? Even if you don't like XRP for some reason, if you don't want to invest in it, that's fine. You still want crypto companies to win, and yeah, that's what they're doing. Again, if you do want to trade crypto, there's a link to BTCC underneath the video. As I said, if you trade well, if you don't get too greedy, if you trade on big pullbacks, you can make really good money. And I don't want to say it, it's not as risky, but it isn't as risky, obviously, when you're trading on big pullbacks, right? So you can place a trade when we're down 15%. You can go 5x long and then just ride up a nice 20% move. Instead of getting a 20% gain, you get 100% gain, for example. And you might as well get those free bonuses while you have them here. So definitely check out those links. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video. Yeah, Bitcoin's taken a bit of a dip here today, but might be a buying opportunity. Let's actually look to MSTR. MSTR stock, pre-market, only down 1.29%. That's pretty crazy. I mean, Bitcoin's down 6% in the last 24 hours, probably down 3% today. So we'll have to watch this too. Hit subscribe if you want to see future videos. Thank you so much. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.